Tonight on NAIT NewsWatch.
Charities are in heavy demand during this economic downturn.
Edmontonians have been known to be generous people, so I think we're going to pull together and really take care of our own.
Local firefighters graduate from training to active duty.
Well, I was looking forward to just getting out there in the city, experiencing some of the calls and, further learning, further developing.
And Alberta farmers continue to protest Bill 6.
They don't seem to care. They don't want to listen. They're not trying to listen. They're not trying to hear.
NewsWatch starts now.
Good evening. Charities across Alberta are saying the need for donations is on the rise.
Our province's economy is slowing down, resulting in more people finding themselves in demand for help and support. Our Brendan Clack joins us live from our news center with more on that story.
Thanks, Josh. As the holidays approach, charities are asking people to open their wallets and share their wealth with the less fortunate. This year, there are an increasing number of families and newly unemployed Albertans that could certainly use a present or two, and these charities don't want to leave them empty-handed. Charities providing help to others in need are asking for help themselves. The Edmonton Food Bank is one of these organizations feeling some strain.
You know, unemployment rate is through the roof. People are getting laid off all across the province, and food bank numbers show that because their shelves are empty, and some cities are reaching record numbers of the food bank hampers they're handing out.
Can Man Dan is completing 4 winter campouts in 3 weeks for 3 different food banks across Alberta and is hoping to gain support from the public. Dan grew up in a family that relied on the food bank.
I used to be a recipient of the Edmonton Food Bank. My family and I used it for many years growing up, and more often than not, they would take care of us and put food on our table.
The food bank isn't the only one facing challenges. The Heart and Stroke Foundation canceled its yearly lottery for 2016 due to an inability to meet revenue expectations. The Christmas Bureau of Edmonton expects to provide to 67,000 Edmontonians an 11.8% increase in need over 2014. Santa's Anonymous also agrees the needs are increasing.
With what's happening in the economy right now in Alberta and the Edmonton area, it's really hard to say how we're going to end up because the applications are coming in daily and they're coming in on par with previous years, but now that the calendar has turned to December, we are anticipating that the need is going to be higher.
With the economy down in our province, some have concern that donations to charities such as the food bank will decrease. However, there's still a lot of hope that Edmontonians can follow through. Dan is still hopeful for donations to flow in.
Edmontonians have been known to be generous people, so I think we're going to pull together and really take care of our own.
Now, Dan will be camping outside the Safeway at Southgate Centre until 6 p.m. on Sunday. Then he'll go to Fort McMurray and Lethbridge before returning to Edmonton on December 22nd.
Brennan, does the increase in demand on these charities affect efforts towards Syrian refugees entering the province?
Well, no one's immune to the economic downturn. However, the good news is there are a few groups like the Edmonton Mennonite Centre that are helping with the Syrian refugees, and there are various groups, there are multiple ones. So that'll actually help the strain and not pile everything onto one particular charity.
Now, Brendan, how can the average Edmontonian help out one of these charities?
Well, all the charities I've mentioned, they have a phone number or a website that you can contact if you want to donate. And as for Dan, he's not leaving yet, so you can go visit him and give him some food or money.
Thanks, Brendan. That's Brendan Clack reporting live from our news center tonight. Like other charities in this city, the Edmonton Humane Society is feeling the weight of the economic downturn. December is always a busy time, even with the constant turnover of animals entering and leaving the Humane Society. But fewer potential pet owners coming into the shelter due to the rise of unemployment is pushing the Society's capacity of 700 animals, 400 of them being cats.
We're sort of stuffed to the rafters right now, and we'd really like to get some cats into some nice homes because we really would like to make room for the intake.
Those thinking of taking home a friendly feline can go down to the Humane Society or visit edmontonhumanesociety.com.
You're watching NAIT NewsWatch.
Rural Albertans traveled from across the province to protest what they are calling the government of Alberta's turkey of a bill. Over 1,000 people gathered on the steps of the Alberta legislature this week with signs, pitchforks, and even animals to protest Bill 6. The bill is designed to give protection to tens of thousands of farm and ranch workers, but many Albertans believe it threatens the livelihood of family farms.
We just hope to have our voices heard and just to pump the brakes and slow down and listen to what everyone here is trying to say.
The Alberta government has since announced amendments to the bill, but is still moving forward with its passing.
The 2016 City of Edmonton operating budget is a go. On Thursday, City Council finished final deliberations about the budget, and ultimately it got the green light. The budget will see a 3.4% tax increase per household. 24% of the increase will fund the Valley Line LRT. Other notables in the budget were an increase in funding for city officers, the Winter City Initiative, and End Poverty Edmonton.
Your high-demand bus route is getting more service, but it comes with a cost. On Tuesday, ETS discussed removing low-demand bus routes in an effort to shift focus to high-demand routes. These include growth areas in Edmonton such as Meadows and Ellerslie. At a cost to use low-usage routes, any route failing to see 15 or more riders an hour gets removed. This means more walking to find the closest bus stop. Unfortunately, many seniors use these low-demand routes. In March, Transportation will reveal a list of route changes to Council as well. This Sunday, ETS launches their new winter service.
The firefighters of Class 143 are ready for active duty. City Hall played host to Class 143's graduation ceremony. The ceremony recognized the hard work the firefighters put in over the duration of their course. The course has high demands both physically and mentally.
When your friends want to go out and enjoy the nightlife, you got to stay in and enjoy your books. So a lot of reading, a lot of studying, staying in the books, keeping very physically in shape, and just prepared for anything.
Now graduated Class 143 will soon become deployed into active duty around our city.
Researchers at the University of Alberta's medical faculty are breaking ground on treating multiple sclerosis. The study, which is published in the Journal of Neuroinflammation, examines a strategy to reduce inflammation in the brain. By targeting an enzyme called granzyme B, researchers could reduce the progression of MS treatments without interfering with the immune system's response to the disease, unlike past MS treatments.
So this approach instead tries to hit only one target is just the weapon that the immune cells use to kill. And so we think that there can be an advantage in this approach compared to more traditional approaches.
Giuliani is optimistic this breakthrough will lead to a new stream of MS treatments.
NAIT's North Lobby was the host for a day of robotic warfare. The VEX Robotics Regional Competition brought students from around the province to put their machines in action. Each year, VEX poses a new robotics challenge, allowing participants to get creative in the building of their robots. The event introduces students to NAIT campus and its trade programs, while providing competition normally found in activities like dance, music, and sports.
Students that may never get to wear their school colors or compete for their school because they're a science guy get a chance to represent the school and do something that they can be proud of.
VEX Robotics returns to NAIT in February for provincials held in the gymnasium.
Coming up after the break, not everyone gets to go home for Christmas.
We take a look at how some of NAIT's international students are coping with the holidays away from home.
That's going to be really hard. I know I miss them a lot, but I'm going to do it like that, so it's okay.
I'm Catherine Hill. Coming up in sports, I've got a Grey Cup wrap-up, I've got some volleyball highlights, and I tried badminton.
I'm Samantha Marcellin, and coming up in weather, the unseasonably warm temperatures are going to continue for our fair city. I'll have all of that and more coming up.
It's been pretty nice out this week, eh, Tice?
It absolutely has been, and you know what? Although I'd like it to stick around for Christmas, I think this weather's perfectly fine with me if that's what we're taking into the holiday season. Samantha Marcellin now joins us for weather.
Thanks, guys. Coming into December, it has been really warm for Edmonton. Starting off, looking at Calgary, they're starting off Sunday with a low of 3, a high of 7, partly cloudy in Calgary. And in Jasper, they're starting off with a low of 3, a high of 4, sunny in Jasper, 60% chance of snow at Marmot and rain and snow in town during the day. Looking at Fort McMurray, they're starting out with a low of 11, a high of 5, mix of sun and cloud and showers in the evening. And right here at home, we're starting off Sunday with a low of 4, a high of 6, 20% chance of flurries, but it's still pretty nice for Edmonton, so we're okay with the flurries. Looking at our highs and lows for this time of the year, a typical low for us would be minus 11, plus 4, so we're sitting quite a bit higher than that. And taking a look at our records, in 1939, we had a high of 16, which would be lovely. 1882, not so much, a low of 42, no thanks. And that's been your look at weather for Sunday.
NAIT NewsWatch Weather is brought to you by NR92.com, the station for the students.
Christmas is just around the corner, and for many NAIT students, that means going home for some family time.
But for some international students, spending time with family is a little too far out of reach. Kyle Matz has that story in this week's Student Body.
NAIT is home to more than 1,500 international students. With the holidays approaching, many cannot afford the travel costs to make the journey home. Adrian is fortunate, though, as he is able to travel home to Hong Kong to visit his family.
After the exam, I will go back to Hong Kong for 3 weeks. Yeah, and then come back for my next semester.
For other students, not being with family is tough. Pierre's mom and brother are with him here in Canada, but he won't be seeing his 4 sisters who are still in Cameroon.
Yeah, that's going to be really hard. I know I miss them a lot, but I'm going to do it like that, so it's okay.
Students who can't make it home will still have plenty of ways to celebrate in the city. As Christmas approaches, Edmonton is offering many Christmas activities, including Candy Cane Lane, the Alberta Ballet's performance of the Nutcracker, and light displays at the Legislature and Churchill Square. If that doesn't work out, you can always donate some of your time to one of the many charities across the city. All of them are looking for extra help this time of the year. No matter what the students will be up to, the hallways here at NAIT will be empty. Kyle Matz, NAIT NewsWatch.
The Ukes played their last games before their holiday break last weekend.
Indeed. How did the volleyball team finish up the first half?
Guys, I will have some volleyball highlights for you, but first we'll see how the Eskimos fared on Sunday. The Edmonton Eskimos were looking for their 14th Grey Cup in team history when they hit Investors Group Field on Sunday. Fans who couldn't make the trip to Winnipeg had the chance to watch the game in style at a viewing party held by the Eskimos at the Edmonton Expo Centre. And those fans did have something to cheer about as the Eskimos defeated the Ottawa Redblacks 26-20, returning the cup to Edmonton after a 10-year drought. Football fans rallied at Churchill Square on Tuesday to celebrate their team.
Well, I told you guys we were going to bring it home. This past season, you have inspired an entire city with your tenacity, your passion, your resilience, and your leadership on and, yes, absolutely off the field.
The Eskimos' 14th Grey Cup puts them in second place all-time behind the Argonauts, who have 16. Edmonton will look to close that gap next season when the Cup final moves to Toronto. Moving to the court, where the Ukes women's volleyball team took on the winless Concordia Thunder on Saturday. Starting off the set, it's Nalani Stang powering through the block for a cross-court kill. Later on in the set, Candice Hughes with the dig, setting up Stang for another kill. The Ukes destroy Concordia, taking it 25-8. Concordia's problems continue into the second when Kyla Whiteman-Kite hits the ball under the net. That's not going to win you any points. Now on to the third with the Ukes up 2-0. It's a nice dish from Megan Smith to Tara Vogt, and the Thunder still don't have an answer for the Ukes. The mistakes just keep coming. A bit of confusion as Whiteman-Kite and Jalen Fisher collide, and they send the ball under the net once again. The Ukes win in straight sets, improving to 6-6 going into the holiday break. Megan Smith talked about the team's improvement after going 0-4 to start the season.
We've been working all week in practice on not making errors at crucial times, and it really paid off.
Next up, the men's team have their own battle against Concordia. Brant Thule is making his ACAC debut as he missed all of last season with 2 herniated discs. Thule makes an impact early with a big kill to start off the first set. Still in the first, it's Derek Jansen with a big block on Nick Dove. After the Ooks take the first set 25-20, the Thunder fight back as Dove powers the ball off an Ook defender and out of bounds. Concordia libero Kristen Legg is fired up. Tied now at a set apiece, the Ooks respond in the third with a cross-court kill from Trevor Zemlak. Ahead 2-1, but trailing in the fourth, the Ooks are ready to take control of this match. Jordan Teleski takes the ball off the face, then recovers and hits the ball just over the net. He follows that up with a dive to keep the ball alive, setting up teammate Cale Whiston to tip over the Concordia block for the point. The Ooks finish off the fourth with a back row kill from Theodore Kostelnik. NAIT wins the game 3-1 to sweep the weekend series against Concordia. Brant Thule was named player of the game in his ACAC debut.
It was pretty bittersweet to finally get out here, get my start, get out of the way for sure, get some of the nerves out. Felt good.
Jordan Teleski played a strong game against Concordia, helping the team take a winning streak into the holiday break. But volleyball isn't the only sport he plays as an Ook. Teleski was recruited to play for NAIT by the former volleyball coach, but also plays for the soccer team.
Soccer, I started playing because of my sister kind of thing, and then same thing with volleyball too, like watching school tryouts. I seen my sister play, and I was like, oh, that looks fun, and then decided to play.
He is in his third year of carpentry, balancing athletics with his apprenticeship.
School with the sports is kind of, I don't know, it's a fight, but less sleep, and I don't know, it's all worth it in the end, I guess. So.
Playing soccer in the fall helps Teleski prepare for the start of the volleyball season.
Not having to do preseason in volleyball almost makes it more exciting to get back into volleyball, so it's more prepared physically, probably about the same mentally.
Teleski says there isn't much crossover between the two sports.
One's like volleyball is a really mental, strong game, so it's more in that aspect of always being like next point, where soccer is like you're going.
Teleski's younger brother Ryan plays for the Concordia Thunder. He followed in his brother's footsteps, playing for both the volleyball and soccer teams.
It's always fun. It's a little bit competitive, and it's always a little uneasy before games, but after it's all fun and games, so it's fun. I enjoy it.
Teleski has 1 year left to complete his program. For this week's End Zone Challenge, I headed down to the NAIT gym to challenge my hand-eye coordination. We're going to be learning some badminton today. Do you have any beginner tips for me?
Just keep your feet moving and back grip, and that's the basics of badminton, so you should be good.
After some tips from assistant coach Sinead Chea, I was handed off to Jeff for some training. And after a few practice swings, it was time to learn some real badminton techniques. We started off with the clear shot, sending the birdie from one end of the court to the other. Sounds great in theory, not so great in the follow-through. I believe in baseball, that would have been strike one. I did accomplish making contact, but I couldn't keep up a rally just yet. Next up, the drop shot. Jeff showed me how to change the follow-through on my swing to change the trajectory of the birdie. I think my drop shot looked quite similar to my clear, but at least I was making some contact. And finally the smash, speeding up the drop shot and getting it closer to the net. Underhand serves though, still not my forte. Just like that! We finished up the game with a fairly impressive rally, and I like to think I brought a bit of entertainment to the team.
Catherine, you look like a natural. Any offers?
Well, NAIT said they would consider me as a starter for next season.
Right.
We'll definitely look forward to that. Thanks, Catherine. Coming up after the break, Josh heads down to the City Hall to wrap gifts for Santa's Anonymous.
I tried my hand at assembling the ultimate kids gift pack with some of Edmonton's best elves.
This then is our 60th anniversary, so it is exciting that we've been able to keep up with the demand, but it's also sad that the demand is there.
Hey guys, I'm Danae Annady, and coming up after the break in entertainment, we have a special event at the Zoo for Seniors. The Legislator lights up, and I've got some insider information about movie deals happening within the city, so you won't want to miss this. Hair services by Rock Salon and Spa.
While most Edmontonians are gearing up for Christmas shopping, many families have no extra income for buying presents, putting more demand on Christmas-themed charities.
I stopped by Santa's Anonymous to help raft a few gift packages going out to those who need it. At Santa's Depot, staff and volunteers go through thousands of donated gifts to create packages filled with variety. The packages are tailored for boys and girls between 2 and 12, while gender-neutral toys are preferable.
They get a primary gift, which is something that has a lot of play value that hopefully they can do by themselves, and then a secondary gift, and then a book. Every child receives a reading book as well.
With the number of families in need increasing, the folks at Santa's are hoping to deliver 25,000 gifts by December 20th. For more information on volunteering, donating, or applying, go to santasanonymous.ca. The holiday season has finally made its way back around, Josh.
It has indeed. Let's see what Danae Entity has in entertainment this week for Christmas events.
Thanks, guys. The play A Christmas Carol is returning to Edmonton's Citadel Theatre this holiday season for the 16th time.
Merry Christmas!
The play is based off Charles Dickens' famous novel of the same title and stars the Edmonton famous James MacDonald as Ebenezer Scrooge.
Well, it's really about redemption. It's about a man who has suffered great loss in his life, and it's turned him into a very hard, judgmental, unloving, ungenerous person.
God bless us, everyone. A fun fact about this production is that they still use the same set, costumes, and most of the actors that they had when they originally started over a decade ago. You can catch this play at the Citadel Theatre until the 23rd. Visit citadeltheatre.ca for showtimes. The Edmonton Valley Zoo held a Christmas event for seniors, and a very special guest made an appearance.
We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Senior homes all over the city were sent out invitations to join Edmonton Zoo in getting into the holiday spirit.
This is an opportunity for us to bring some of the zoo animals closer to a group of people who might not be able to have the mobility, for example, to go around the zoo, or just might not come to the zoo very often. And so this is a chance for them to get closer to the animals that we have here, and a chance for us to be part of the Christmas community.
Seniors enjoyed candy cane tea, interactions with some not-so-cuddly creatures, and the surprise special guest that made an appearance was none other than Lucy the elephant. The Alberta legislature lit it up for the holidays. To start the holiday season off right, our government invited the entire city to join the legislature in getting into the Christmas spirit. Cookies and hot chocolate was offered to everyone in attendance, and the choir elegantly sang some popular Christmas tunes. Once the festivities inside were finished, it was time to move outside and flick the switch for all the decorations that were set up.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You can view the grounds all December long. There are a lot of Christmas-themed family activities happening throughout our city and surrounding areas during this holiday season. Some of these events include the Festival of Lights, happening at the Edmonton Valley Zoo from December 4th to the 13th. Everyone is welcome to come enjoy some hot chocolate, see the fabulous lights installation, go skating, listen to some local DJs, and watch fire dancers. If your family is more thrilled by scavenger hunts, even more free hot chocolate, and a marshmallow roast, then you'll want to check out Winterfest at the Snow Valley Ski Club from December 4th to the 6th. And finally, there are some awesome movie specials happening. At participating Cineplex theaters, every Saturday morning at 11, a Christmas movie will be shown, and admission is only $2.99 per person. What? And at Metro Cinemas, kids 12 and under are free. What a great and affordable way to rewatch all of your favorite classics with your mini-me's. In this week's entertainment, we have not one, but 2 movies to preview for you. Starting off with the Warner Brothers' new release, In the Heart of the Sea, starring the always hunky Chris Hemsworth.
How does one come to know the sea's dark secrets?
Set in 1820, Hemsworth plays Owen Chase, a first officer in a ship that crashes into an angered sperm whale. The remaining crew must learn to survive, but desperation makes people do haunting things.
It's true. Yes, too much is true.
Now returning back to land, from Paramount Pictures comes The Big Short. This film stars a plethora of attractive men: Steve Carell, Christian Bale, Brad Pitt, and my celebrity crush, Ryan Gosling.
It's fueled by stupidity.
But that's not stupidity, that's fraud.
Tell me the difference between stupid and illegal, and I'll have my wife's brother arrested.
The plot centers around the buildup of housing and the credit bubble during the financial crisis of 2007 to 2010. Directed by Adam McKay and produced by Brad Pitt, this comedy drama is sure to leave you both educated and laughing. You can catch both of these movies on December 11th. Want to win movie passes or swag to these shows? Tweet us your celebrity crush for your chance to win. And as you all know, Black Friday is always a terrifying debate between leaving your house and going out into the world. So here's this week's viral video. That's right, the woman who is screaming in fear actually started the fight by stealing a vegetable steamer from a young child. Then again, who needs 3 veggie cookers anyway? Well, that's it for this week's entertainment. Back to you, Josh and Tice.
The holidays are a big time for customer spending and shopping, but some local businesses are starting to feel the strain from competition with bigger box stores.
Earth's General Store is one of Edmonton's local and independent businesses. Like other local Edmonton businesses, Earth's General Store has been at risk of failing due to low sales.
And it doesn't mean that all your money needs to be spent not in those things, but a portion of the money.
Kalmanovich feels that if Edmonton shoppers spend some of their holiday budget on local businesses, that it would greatly benefit the local economy.
This thing might be $1 less at Walmart or Superstore, or it might be $1 more. But with that $1 that you spend here, you're serving a good purpose, I believe.
For more information on shopping local this holiday season, visit thelocalgood.ca.
That's been your look at news, sports, and entertainment here at NAIT NewsWatch. Make sure to tune in, though, for the next 2 weeks as we have our extra shows.
So long.
Take care, folks.
Thank you.